don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. And another thing.
I'm gonna start from the top, like how I was the last time. Yeah, I was listening to Jay-Z. What's going on? It's your main man Humvee.
Ill Rand's in the building.
And DJ the DJ. What up, though?
Yeah, man, we in here 3 deep this time, man. We taking a step further. This is episode number 3.
3 deep. Man, that's what I'm talking about.
And we're 3 deep.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Let's get right down to it. DJ, explain yourself.
As the newcomer.
Oh,
DJ, stop talking. DJ is here because I told him last week, he gave us this list. Do you got that list? Do you still have the list?
Do I have the
list? It doesn't even matter because the list doesn't even need to be here.
I think the list does need to be here.
Oh, God.
The reason the list needs to be here is because...
It's because of you.
Ill Rand made a mistake in how he presented the list. He said that it was my top 10 list, and it wasn't my top 10 list.
Thank you.
Right.
It was the top 10 list of artists who should be considered ahead of Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that.
Right.
Way to go, Ill Rand.
My bad.
Okay. Well,
so even though the list would be considered by most hip-hop enthusiasts, that's a bad list. Those are only people who I was considering ahead of him. I felt like he was too new in the game, not enough records under his belt to be considered for that list. While J. Cole is on the list because J. Cole actually has 4 bodies of work officially put out.
Yeah.
So
4?
Is it 4?
Is that including the mixtape? We're not including the mixtape. I was just letting you know.
That's 1,
3.
3.
Yeah.
3. Okay.
And Kendrick has 2, right?
Kendrick has 2.
Kendrick has 2 albums.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. So, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the list wasn't meant to be considered because my list, of course, would have Jay, would have M, of course, Scarface, people like that.
Thank you.
Somebody who would be on my list that's not on a lot of people's list is Black Thought. So I wanted to know your thoughts on Black Thought being considered top 10 greatest.
Well, wait a minute. Cause we moving real quick, like.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it later,
Yeah,
but
you know,
I'm glad
okay.
you put some butter on them grits. But you know.
Yeah, let's keep the segments right, man. Let's keep the segments right.
All right, man. So tell me what happened with you this week.
Well, this week was not different from any other week I had, man. I had, the family thing going on. Let's see, there wasn't any specific holidays other than doing a little holiday shopping. Because like I said,
right.
I do participate. I'm not completely against Christmas.
Yeah.
I just don't hold it up as the standard of living that you have to do.
It's overrated.
Oh, yeah, very much so. But that was it, man. I ain't do too much, man. I still got to do this car shopping, though. Man, I'm not looking forward to that, but got to do it.
Car shopping?
Yeah, man, I gotta get another whip.
Well, I think I asked you about that. I said, well, what if we can talk about some cars or something like that? And you was like, nah.
Well, I mean, I just wanted to say that I did some car shopping. I wasn't saying let's talk about the cars that's out there and, the new Dodge is, I'm not, I don't.
I like the Dodge Challenger, by the way. Just wanted to throw that out there. But my plantar fasciitis, that's how you got to say it. That's right. My plantar fasciitis, the disease.
Yeah.
Because when you think of that, you're like, oh, you got that? Oh.
Yeah. Skip.
Bring some blankets and make a GoFundMe account. Oh. Have a picture of my foot up. But it's fading away, slowly but surely. I didn't bring my golf ball, but I did ice it down yesterday. Pretty much for me, I didn't do too much. Just stuck around the house, hung out with the wife,
That's always great.
That's always a great thing. Yeah.
DJ, what you do last week, man?
Last week was uneventful. We have a lot of events coming up, though, so last week was a kind of get everything together week. My son had a basketball tournament. He actually got injured. He actually has a grade 1 Achilles strain.
Wow.
Whoa.
So he'll be out until after I'll tell him you said, oh. Yeah, so he'll be out for a while, but he took it like a champ, you know.
Talk to the mic, little.
Let him know we're thinking long term and not short term, so don't rush back.
Right.
Take your time, be fully healed.
What's his position?
He plays actually 1, 2, and 3.
Wow.
He's a pretty versatile kid.
So point shooting.
Small forward.
Wow.
Yeah, he's pretty special.
You know, I hated basketball, but I love basketball because I can hoop. I'm cold with it.
Ice cold, huh?
You know what I'm saying? I'm cold with it
At one point in time.
at one point in time in my life.
Maybe.
But growing up, I've been big. I've been big since 1989. I can tell you the year. And for the people out there, I'm not big like, oh, he's big. Ooh, he's big. I'll give him some play because he's big. But no, it's not that. I'm athletic.
Wait a minute. Do that again. Do that.
No. I'm gonna let him have my phone number because he's big.
He's big.
Now, I'm not that feeling sorry big. I don't even think it's a feeling. Hold on, why do y'all laughing to her? I can give you 25 push-ups right now. Man.
You don't have to prove yourself.
25.
That nigga said, oh.
What about 26?
25. So you doing too much.
Maximum.
But anyway, growing up, man, I can vividly remember I was at summer camp for basketball. Hey, cut his mic off. Cut his mic off.
Oh, he's big.
So I was at summer camp, and I forgot what grade I was at. I think I was in middle school, something like that. I think
he's
6th
big.
grade, maybe 7th grade. So we playing basketball. I'm in there, and the coach put us on teams. You shirts, you skins. I had man boobs back then, dog.
So you had to be shirts.
I was skins.
Oh, boy.
And all the parents and shits were in there. My dad was in there. Come on, Jared, get this. And I'm running, you know. You can just picture.
He's running like Jigglypuff from the Pokemon.
You know, like Majin Buu from But yeah, that was his little story. We got to think about basketball. But man, I'm still cold at it.
Yeah. I mean, I can still shoot.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Jason Kidd with
Yeah.
it.
I can't play little man ball no more like I used to, man.
Oh, man,
I lost
it's a tragedy.
the step on the speed, so that was my whole thing. That's all I had going for me, really, was that I can get that step on you. Yeah, cause my shot was I was good. I was better at sometimes than I was other. So I didn't have like that one, like DJ got this fadeaway, this dream shake looking ass fadeaway.
Wow.
That if you ain't 6 foot something and a half, you really can't do nothing about it. I didn't have that.
Thanks. But the little man ball was always effective, though. Like,
Yeah, it was.
We talked about that at nauseum. Like, he always could effectively get his shot off, play the game, play good defense, everything. Total game. Good job, man.
Yeah, as long as we were in the playground. But anyway, damn, that was a hell of an introduction.
Right. You want to go down the list or just...
Man, you know what I want to do, since I did bring up the Christmas shopping and the whole buying gifts thing that I slightly do participate in.
Right.
I've been seeing videos popping up about these hoverboards catching on fire. Now, my son wants one. I think we've all agreed, me, myself, and my dad. I mean, my wife and my dad. I ain't had to agree with myself, but we weren't doing the hoverboard.
Why not?
Mainly because of the cost.
Now, how much? I thought they start like at 300 to like 1,000 or something like that.
Yeah. I'm not willing to spend that on one gift.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like a good video game, like a PS4 or Xbox One.
Right.
That thing is going to be
That's
here.
an investment. Yeah.
Like, I still have my PS3 that I've had for like 4 years, and it works. And it does many things.
Yeah.
It keeps us entertained, the whole household. That hoverboard,
No.
nah. I can't do it.
I just want it because it looked cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
I might not be able to ride it.
$400 worth of cool.
But I also seen videos of the ghetto hoverboard
Yes.
with the little arm.
I don't think I've seen no hoverboard with an arm on it.
No, well, people use different things to convert it into a hoverboard.
Oh, dumbbells.
Oh.
One kid had the dumbbell. He riding on it. There was another kid had
Man, you might as well just have roller skates, man. What you doing all this extra stuff for?
Team too much.
Right. Team too much. Wow. I like that one.
My daughter wanted a hoverboard. She was specific. She said, I want a hoverboard that doesn't catch on fire. so I didn't know how to specify to find one of those. So
Right. So how does it catch on fire? Like, is it because it's plugged in too
I think
long?
they're overcharging it.
They're overcharging it. But your phone doesn't catch on fire because it sits on the charger all night.
They've had phones pop off out of nowhere, too.
Right.
It's not something that has to be actively, like the battery isn't putting out as much energy as it would be
Right.
in a hoverboard. Those things go a couple miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I still like the Segway, so I mean, that's what I want. If I can give me a Segway, you know,
Like Paul Blart.
Paul Blart.
yeah, man, yeah, Mall Cop 2, yeah. If I can get that, I'll be good. I don't want no hoverboard.
Oh, yeah, by the way, this episode is being covered with Red Stag.
Oh, shout out to Red Stag. Yeah, we always shout out.
We did 20 grand a couple times.
Yeah.
I think it's ran its course.
Yes, it has.
We're covering this whole show with a bottle of Red Stag.
So how is it?
Honey tea.
I like it.
I like it.
This is my first time.
It's smooth.
Yeah, it is smooth. Very smooth. I like it. Red Stag. Stag it up.
Nice sturdy glass bottle.
Yeah.
By Jim Beam.
Jim Beam. Oh, Jimmy.
Oh, trusty Jim.
Like we know him. So,
Hoverboard, I'm not buying for Christmas. We know that.
Not in it.
I'm not.
Yeah, I think we 3 for 3. No
Yeah,
hoverboards
no
around these
hoverboard.
parts.
No hoverboard.
Can't say no to hoverboard.
Okay. What's our yeah I said it moment?
I think I don't know. I don't think we found it yet. Keep going. We'll find it. We'll find it.
Okay, I did have a question.
Yeah.
And it's actually number one on the list, so maybe remember. I had made a post on Facebook not too long ago. Well, actually, I don't know how long ago it was, but that's neither here nor there. Is it a better idea, because we all have families, to save for college, or would it be a better idea to save for a house? Like my son, my oldest is 10, and if we saving money for a college fund, what if the idea to get him started in life wasn't to pay for his education up front, but to pay for his home so that he doesn't have that to worry about while he decides what he wants to do in school and in college? Thoughts?
I don't know about. When I grew up, my mom, that's all she screamed was education. Education, make sure you go to college. After you graduate, make sure you go to college. After you graduate, make sure you go to college, because you're not finna stay at the house and you're not finna sit on my couch.
There we
and
go.
You're not finna.
See, here, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because going to college doesn't guarantee you anything.
It doesn't.
Right?
Right.
I know.
See,
this.
I think that's an old way of seeing things, is to tell people education, go to college.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be a lot more specific nowadays.
And that's what I was trying to say. I don't think that.
But you got to get off that couch. You got to get out your mama's house.
Of course. So I'm gonna tell my daughter. So we're saving up for my daughter, but I'm gonna let her, find out what she want to do. I'm not
Can
gonna
she stay on your couch while she does that?
Oh, no, she can't. Hell no. She knows that. Like, even now, she's what, 9? No, that's not gonna happen.
Staying on the couch, not an option.
We not even watching TV. We reading books.
I'm all in on that.
You know what I'm saying? We going to the park finna go run around and play. You know what I'm saying? I don't even play video games. She don't play video games. She don't play video games unless she with her cousins. But
video games to teach you a lot of valuable lessons.
No, it's not.
Haven't you seen Ride Along?
The movie?
The movie.
What
Man, they went in there, they had the big shootout scene and all of that.
Oh,
and he knew exactly how long it took to grab. He knew how to use the weapons because of the video games.
Because of the video games. But we ain't talking about guns and butter. We talking about money for education or a house. Now, me personally, I probably would save the money for her to get a house. That's my personal opinion. I wouldn't save it for her to get education because I'm gonna just instill in her that fast web is still alive.
What the hell is
Fastweb.com? Where you get all the scholarships from?
Man, I wish somebody would have told me about that.
Man, come on. You know about it?
Nah, man, I ain't go to college.
That don't mean nothing.
That means I don't know about the scholarships.
You can still go.
Well, now it's a bigger, it fits in there a little better because now I see I can go to Fastweb and get some scholarships.
And then you have to find out what what your child does. They still growing up.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I don't say, spend a bunch of money on college right off the bat, and they don't know what they doing. Like, if they had the money for the home, you could say, okay, as soon as you establish yourself, if you going to school or whatever it is you're doing, as soon as you establish yourself, we get you a house.
Well, can it be something other than a house? Can it be like, we'll get you some land? We'll get you this type of device because we don't know what's going to happen 20, 30 years from now. It's going to be like some kind of device that's going to make something. We'll get you this device, instead of paying for your education.
Or we'll pay for you to live in Italy for a year.
And take up those courses out
Italy?
There. She might want to be
study abroad.
Be a painter,
I studied a
fashion designer.
I studied this one broad in college. It was fun. Man.
You stupid. I think I would save for a house rather than education.
Yeah, the idea of, like, I couldn't just sit here and tell my kids, man, look, I just want you to go to college. You got to go to college. And not say, I need you to find your calling and then you can go to college.
Right.
Yeah, I said it.
And I think after us...
Fuck it. Shit.
And I think after us growing
Red
up...
Stag.
After us growing up and seeing, like, damn, this person ain't go to college. He a millionaire. That person ain't go be,
Right.
So... I'm going to instill in my kids, like, hey, there's so much other stuff out there to do.
What I instill in my kids is to self-educate. I learned more out of school in 2 and 3 years than I learned my whole entire scholastic career.
Right.
So even now, I have my kids listening to personal development, challenging them to think outside of what's automatically told to them.
Right.
So I would save the money for the option. And I know that wasn't a choice. I just kind of made it a choice. Just like if they decided to want to go to college, I would support them. But it's the option. I want you to understand how to make a decision for yourself. So even now, my son is 15 and my daughter's 9. And I'm always putting them in situations where they have to think for themselves outside of just what's automatically given to them. I don't want them to do anything because I told them. Because I grew up... And my mom said that all the time. I said, Mom, why we got to do that? Because I said so.
There it is.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
Enough said.
Right.
Why is it terrible?
It's terrible
So there's no such thing as values, home values anymore. So, I mean, not with us growing up, after we growing up a new generation now. So is there any such thing as home values, as a standard, like open the door, being a gentleman, don't... eat in your room, don't eat in bed, stuff like that.
You got to have all those, but my issue with the because I said so thing is, if you supposed to be, this is what we're supposed to be doing as parents. You're supposed to be setting a standard for your kids, right?
Right.
So if I tell my son, I want you to clean up your room, and he says, why? Should there not be a reason why?
Yes, there should.
There should. And why should I not tell him that reason?
But the kid is a kid. We're an adult. Their brain is still like programming, like, why do they got to wipe their ass? You feel me? And we know why they got to wipe their ass.
But you shouldn't tell them? Because they're a kid, you can't know why you got to wipe your ass?
Yeah, you should tell them, but you should tell them. I don't think that word should be. Tell them,
Exactly. Don't say because I said.
Right.
Don't. This is my opinion, but I feel like I'm right with this.
Right.
Anything I tell my kids to do, if they ask me, if my kids ask me why,
Right.
if I can't give them a reason, I feel like I shouldn't be asking
But
them to
not
do
with
it.
you're not finna do that with everything, though.
Well, for the
You
last
finna-
10 years I have.
You finna say because I said so. Because in your head,
If I get mad, I say
no. Because in your head, you have it's something that you don't want to tell your son.
Hey,
right
man,
now.
I didn't buy that mic for you to talk around.
I'm sorry. It's something that you don't. It's something that you don't want to tell your son, like as of right now, because of his age.
No, there's nothing that I feel like I can't tell him. Because
Like
of his
change the
age.
channel from that.
If he asks me why, you know what I'm gonna tell him? Because that's not appropriate for you at your age.
It's
not
not age
because I
appropriate.
said so.
Right. See, I feel that way too. Like I feel like
I would say the same thing. I give it.
with explanation, with explanations come understanding. It's like a lot of times I always say people give instructions without directions. It's like it's a vague way of
Say it
saying
again.
something,
Right.
but when we get specific, it's like it can register with you. So it's not what people say. It's it's when you connect.
All right. So why did I have to wake up on Saturday morning and clean the house up? Why did I have to do
You gotta
that?
ask your mama that.
I'm gonna ask her that.
Good. You want to call it? We need to get
We
the
need
Skype
some
thing
call-
going.
yeah, for
Yeah.
So next time,
no,
when
because
we come
everybody
up,
did
you
that
can call
though.
your
Pretty
mama.
much everybody know that. Did that.
Right.
Woke up Saturday morning like you still gotta clean up the
Jamming.
whole house.
Music
Yeah. Music
on
jamming.
blast.
Yeah. So why was it?
Except for my mom.
All right.
Sorry.
So why though?
I'm different.
Why did we? Do y'all still push that issue now to your kids now? But I don't think
Nigga,
so
I'm
because
not home
everybody's
Saturday
working.
morning.
Yeah, everybody's working.
Right. I don't do it in that fashion.
Right.
But what I do preach to my kids and instill them is that I want them to have a value for music past what they grow up with. Just their own niche thing. Like, because, there's Fetty Wap and Rich Homie Quan, those guys, right? But, like, we'll get in the car and my daughter say, Daddy, turn on Mint Condition.
What?
And she's 9. And my son will be like,
That's
can we
what's up.
listen to Boys to Men? Like, they have
That's
an
what's
appreciation for all music outside of just what's going on right now. Even with hip-hop. Even if we transition to hip-hop, because I know Rand is not a traditional R&B
Right.
guy.
This guy.
But if it's hip-hop, like,
Wait a minute. Me and my kids rock out to Eye of the Tiger all the time.
We're not,
Not
talking about
R&B.
one song, man. We're not talking
It's
about
not
one
R&B, but I'm just
song.
saying it's not hip hop either. It's like,
My kid-
and didn't remember I told you last
Cameo.
week? No, buy me a boat.
Buy me a boat.
That's like our family's favorite song. You need to hear the song, don't
Sing
you?
it.
Go ahead.
Sing it.
Nigga.
Croon for a nigga.
Yeah, but even when it's hip-hop, they'll listen to
Aight,
Jay.
bitch.
Right.
they'll listen to M, like just more than just what's now.
What's on the radio?
Right, and the reason why I do that is because we got up on Saturday mornings and my dad was playing the Ozzy Brothers and Marvin Gaye,
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, like
the
everybody else's
Funkadelics,
experience
and
except
right,
for
the
mine.
Manhattans. Like
Yeah.
I think it's dope. So I love even doing this. Like I'll play a new version of the song and then I'll show them all the different versions that have been created through history. So they'll be able to
Like a
connect.
history lesson off the radio.
Absolutely.
Oh, my dad does the same thing. What's
Buy me a boat.
I actually know that song.
He looking at the red stag, man.
And I was introduced to that song at camp where they had a karaoke night and the little kids sang that song.
Oh man,
Yeah, it's dope.
that's one of my favorites right now.
You should try International Harvester by Craig Morgan.
I'm gonna have to make a note of that. Long ass name.
I mean, I'm a music guy. Like, I really listen to all types of music. So, like, Craig Morgan, is a country guy.
Craig Mack.
like 2 of his songs too.
Craig Mack? No, I don't know.
Can you name
I'm
3?
waiting for you to do the impression.
Can anybody name
I was
3
trying to
Craig
think.
Mack
I was trying to
songs?
think.
3?
3?
I only know one.
Yeah. I got you all in. No, that's Busta Rhymes.
God,
Right.
I can't believe you did that.
Shit.
Craig Mack was in the video though.
He was.
Was he? I just want to see if my voice was sounding as good as yours.
It ain't.
Why ain't nobody said nothing?
Can it be?
Oh,
You guys.
Oh, I like this one.
So that's me with all the little waves.
Giggity.
Thanks a lot.
You on your producer stuff right now. All right. I like this one.
Giggity.
Because it's like 2 versus 1, and I gave you mine. Why did Eminem blow up? I'll let y'all handle that.
Why
before I
did Eminem
blast
blow
y'all. Yeah, I said it.
Eminem blew up.
And another thing.
Eminem blew up for a lot of reasons. Like, one being that he's a commodity.
Right.
All right? So anytime commodity comes into anything, it's like, whoa, what's going on here? Then when you add on top of that he had credibility because of who he was signed to. He was signed to Dre. So that adds instant credibility. Then on top of that, he was a lyricist, so all the rappers could appreciate who he was. So when the rappers were able to co-sign him, because they didn't only hear My Name Is, they heard Guilty Conscience. And they heard, what was the song when he first killed his wife? It was really dope on the first album.
Back of the Trunk.
Bonnie and Clyde, part 1.
Yeah, that one. So when they heard all these, so he had instant credibility because of Dre. He was a lyricist and he was a commodity. I mean, to me, it's a trifecta.
Did you just write this down or something?
No, man.
This is all.
What talking to
God,
DJ is like, man.
whoa.
It's like a production, man.
Over Eminem?
Over anything
Over
I'm passionate
anything.
about.
And one thing
All right, your turn.
we ain't got to worry about is basketball, because you don't want to go there with Damien.
Oh, you can hoop?
You don't want to talk basketball with Damien.
I can play basketball and talk it. We can go.
But you don't have to worry, because we don't do that on this show.
Don't do that here.
Okay, what was the question? Why did Eminem blow up?
Yeah.
Because he's that damn good.
Yeah.
When he got to, like the story said, like I said before, and I just saw another interview with D12 talking about it. The last thing that he was going to do before he quit rapping to try to find a job to take care of his daughter was he went to the Rap Olympics.
Right.
And from there, he ended up on the Wake Up Show with Sway and Tech. And what they heard there was undeniable, which is where Dr. Dre heard him from, too.
Out in Oakland?
Yeah.
Was that? They was in Oakland?
Yeah. When somebody goes that hard, and like Dre said, Dr. Dre said in other interviews that the thing that works for him, that lets him know that this is somebody he wants to work with, is a different voice. So when your voice stands out and you go that hard, you bound somebody with a good ear for music that's not looking at numbers and what's the shit, sound scans and Billboard sheets and shit like that all the time. Somebody with an ear for music is gonna pick that up instantly. The reason why he blew up is because he got heard at his lowest state, where it was just him and music. There was nothing else going on. He wasn't trying to sell himself at that point. At that point, he was just rapping to prove that he can rap so he can go back to Detroit and flip burgers again or whatever he was doing.
Damn. Let's go. I like Eminem. Eminem blew up because of the drama. Because of the drama in his life. Now, when Relapse came out, was it Relapse?
Yeah, that was like 5 albums in. He was already blown up.
Right.
I'm talking about that because that's when he got done with his state. He was out of the drama. He's like, this is what I'm doing now. Wasn't that album about that?
That nigga was never out of the drama.
He was out of popping pills and stuff. He was out of the depression mode.
Right.
And that's that's when I just like, ugh. I want to see when you popping pills and shrooms, we make you. You know, he was doing crazy stuff like the drama.
Wait a minute,
like I
that
told
was
you,
Barney, dog.
He tried to slide that back.
like I was telling them with Mary J. Blige. When Mary J. Blige stopped with the no more drama shit, like her sales started to fall off. The music started to fall off. Same thing with Keisha Cole. Even though I can't compare R&B with that nigga, you know, but you get the gist of what I'm saying, though.
I understand where you're coming from.
I still listen. I know what happened.
So if Eminem album came out now, what would it be about? He wouldn't go back to killing Kim.
His
he
album
can't
came
kill
out
Kim.
last year. Well, this year. And that album was hard.
The thing about it is that
Oh, it wasn't.
you
Yes,
write
it was.
about your life.
Name one song.
The first song.
The one with Rihanna?
No,
I'm
I'm
on
not talking about the
fire.
same. I didn't listen to the radio none last year, man.
It don't matter.
I'm talking about the song where it took me to listen to the thing 5 or 6
think you
times
showed
before I
me, yeah.
realized that was Stan's little brother that was talking.
I think you let me hear that. I think you let me.
Because the dude is a creative person. See, that's the thing when you're an artist and you're actually driven by the art.
Okay, so
You can if you're driven by the art and being creative is your thing, you don't have to have drama in your life to be creative. You create out of being creative, out of being an artist.
Right. You're right.
So he didn't need Kim around to make him good because he had something he was pissed off about. Even though it helped, we all know that.
Yeah, it did.
But
It did.
the man had his own struggles, and he talked about that. And then the first thing I heard was Rap God. And if I never heard nothing else, Rap God was enough.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing I say about Eminem when I say he was a commodity, just to expound on that point, is just the fact that whenever you come in the game and you change it up from whatever the norm is, it's celebrated, or sometimes it's appreciated more than others. It's like if you look back at hip hop and all the ways that and all the waves that came. You look at the major artists who brought a wave. So when you look at Eminem, everybody was a gangster and everybody was a thug. So when he came, he brought something that was different to the game. He brought a level of introspection that you didn't hear from your everyday, or you'd only catching on certain, like maybe 1 or 2 cuts from said artist, right? But he just brought you his whole life, and he did in real life what he did in 8 Mile the movie. He just showed you all his dirty laundry. Like, if I live my truth, you can't use it against me. And to me, when he came and he brought that to the game, it was exactly what it needed. Now, when everybody else converted and started doing it, somebody came through. Nelly came through and brought something different. Ja Rule came through and brought melodies back.
Yeah.
Because after a while, everybody was just rapping hard and it was all hard. And he came and he brought melody back to it, and it was like, whoa. And then after
50 did too.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So like it became a thing, and so when everybody would get on something, when whoever came and brought it to something different, and they respected what they did, it always did.
Yeah.
Yep. And
So that goes with the whatchamacallit.
Segue
with the top 10.
The top 10 rappers.
No, not the rappers, but the criteria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I meant to say that. That's
No,
what
you didn't.
I was about
Shout
to say.
out to Red Stack.
Yeah, Red Stack.
So that
Make you miss words.
so bringing something new to the culture. Was that it?
That was not on our list.
Okay, we'll go ahead and break it down.
Okay, DJ.
The credentials.
Because I know you haven't seen the list.
Okay.
The top 10 rapper candidates have to fit within the guidelines that we set right here. Okay, this is what it is. It's the criteria for being considered a top 10 rapper. You have to have at least 3 major releases. That's one.
Why 3?
Let me go through them and then we'll explain them.
Cool.
You have to have at least 3 major releases. You have to have had some kind of influence on the culture. You have to have lyrical content. And you have to have longevity, meaning somewhere around 5 or 6, 7 years.
Right.
Meaning that you could drop an album and come back and drop another album and resurge. Which I was supposed to explain after. But anyway, yeah. Okay.
That was longevity, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Longevity meaning that 5 or 6 years in the game, you've released a couple of albums, you've had your comeback moment,
Right.
where people might have thought, oh, that's old, he ain't dropped the album in 2 years, and all of a sudden there's a new one. And it's good, and it works. So that gives you longevity to say that you can still be relative.
AKA
for
Jay-Z
5 or 6 years or better.
meets all those.
Everything.
So he's on the list.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so 3 major bodies of work. Do double albums count as
No.
one
No,
album?
No,
Oh,
I already tried
That's
that. I already
one
tried
project.
it.
I'm just asking.
I already tried
So
it.
that means
So I know.
Unless
Big is automatically out.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
unfortunately.
out. He's out.
R.I.P.
he's out. Sorry, East Coast New York fans.
That's,
Biggie.
listen to this. You have to have at least 3. So,
But he's had some longevity, but he's never had to come back. So
Yeah.
it's iffy.
yeah.
I mean, that's of no fault of his own.
Yeah.
No, it's not his
Yeah.
fault. It's not his fault.
Get killed at 25 is kind of hard.
Yeah,
Right.
You can't come back like Jesus.
Ready to Die and Life After Death were classic albums, by the way.
Sounds like he shouldn't have made so many albums about dying.
Right.
So he already knew.
Right.
He already knew.
So he's off the list.
He's off the list.
Yeah. So 3 major releases, meaning that you have 3 actual albums put out through a record label in the major outlets, being that you're on all the stores, the popular stores, whichever popular format, because 10 years ago it was different from today.
Right.
So you might not have been on iTunes, but you were in FYE and Sound. What's the one?
Soundwaves.
Soundwaves.
Yeah.
Blockbuster Music.
Blockbuster
Wow.
Music, Best Buy.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Goody.
Sam Good.
Sam Goody.
Okay.
So that's
Tower Records.
one of the Tower Records. That's one of the in no specific order, of course.
Right. Right.
But if you haven't had 3 major releases, then what the purpose of that is to rule out all the people with like a slew of mixtapes. Even though they may be great,
Right.
but you gotta rule out somebody that
So that means Kendrick's out and Drake's out.
Kendrick's out.
No, Drake had 3
Drake's
bodies.
had
He had
3.
3?
Yep.
I
Drake's
thought
had
one of the major ones was an actual mixtape. Wasn't
Yeah,
that
but it was
if you
still
read it?
majorly released though.
No, he had 3. He had Take Care.
Yeah, because we did look it up.
What's
Shout out to Wikipedia.
what's the other one? And then there was Nothing or something like that. Or So Far Gone. I'm sorry. So Far Gone, and the very first one. What was the very
That was a
first
mixtape though, right?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a mixtape. The very first
What's it
album.
called? Discology?
Yeah.
Discography.
Discography.
The very first.
No wonder I can't find it.
So he had 3 bodies. So Drake is on the list. And,
No, Drake qualifies for the list. He's not on the list.
oh, so he's not on the list.
Qualifies.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing
yeah,
was the
qualifying-
same.
qualifying-
Nothing was the
qualifying
same.
criteria
Nothing
to
was
be a top 10
was his
rapper.
last one. I'm talking about the one before that. Take Care
It
and the one
says
before
3
that.
studio
Gone.
albums.
So Far Gone.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So he's on the
3 studio
Because I was
albums.
thinking about if you're reading this, but that's a mixtape.
mixtape. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a mixtape.
Yeah, well, I have to scroll so much. I asked.
Okay, so that means
Thank Me Later, Take Care.
3 Stacks
Nothing Was the Same.
is out because he never had a major. I'm just asking.
Right.
Outkast is on though.
Right. Outkast is, he's.
Outkast is on.
We actually did make a list.
Okay.
There's a lot of people.
There's like 62 people.
So you can you can ask. Well, I guess you can look at the questionable ones.
Okay.
Which we only put like 2 of them because one way or another we ruled them in or out before we got to that point.
Because there's a bunch of people.
It's a lot of questionable ones on here.
That's what?
Well, see,
Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy
He had
discography.
He had 3 albums. He
Lyrical content, he's off.
no, he's off. So you got to at least meet how many?
And longevity. What about longevity?
Out of 2 out of 4, you have to meet. You have to at least meet 2 of them, right?
No, you would have to meet at least 3
Okay.
very strongly
Okay.
to kind of overshadow one that's not there.
Okay, so
But you have to have 3 albums.
Okay, he has the 3 major releases.
Okay.
He had an influence, no doubt about the influence.
Yeah, crank that.
Like whether you like it or not, because I'm not a fan, but I mean, I could always respect greatness. So for that moment in time, he the
All right.
lyrical content.
Wiki says he has 4 albums.
Okay.
Okay, so what about lyrical content? We can all
No,
agree, right?
we can scratch that off.
Okay. And what about longevity?
No.
Like, did he ever have a moment where it was like, okay, Soulja Boy came back with a big hit?
Nah.
Because Yes, Bitch, Yes is not.
After he got them tats all over, he was done.
He was done ski.
So he's off the list now.
He's off.
He's off. He's off the list.
And Trina. Let's take Trina off the list.
Why?
Lyrical content. Longevity.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing with lyrical content.
Y'all didn't
for
see
me.
that dance.
The thing for me with lyrical content is it doesn't have to be like you have to be great with manipulating words. You just don't be so shallow that you never say nothing other than dance and pop bottles or I shoot niggas.
Right.
So if you got something in there that lets you know that you were thinking when you wrote this song.
Right.
But on the other side of that, you also have to be able to listen to these artists. When I say that, I mean us 3 sitting here with this list.
Yeah.
If we haven't listened to them, we kind of can't tell you that they don't have any lyrical content. Because we all know that the radio doesn't play those songs. So I don't know if they're there.
I've had at least 2 Trina albums.
Okay, I have somebody I put on the list over Trina.
Who's that?
My greatest female artist of all time. Mia X.
I hate that.
Yes. I forgot
She
about
got 3
Mia.
albums. She got lyrical content. And I definitely say she had an influence. But it wasn't hers on her own. It was because of who they were with. So.
Okay.
But even though I'm not trying to put her on the list, I'm just saying she would go on the list ahead of Trina.
Okay.
In my eyes.
Okay.
And you said you hate that because
Well, Trina had more
Because it's a
influence.
top 10 rappers list, so her being a female doesn't have anything to do with the criteria.
He didn't say anything about her being a female.
He mentioned it. That's why I said I hate that.
Well,
I was just saying because I was comparing her directly to
Trina.
female.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm just, rest
Okay.
that.
I mean, it's a very solid list.
Okay.
I can dig it.
Okay.
Gotta take Paul Wall off the list.
Why?
Huh?
Major influence with Grills. Off
was a
top.
major influence.
Was that his?
That was
Well,
his
he
thing.
was a part of it. They was coming to him.
He
I mean,
pushed the grill thing.
Yeah, they was coming to him.
I mean, so when Nelly done made the song, was he in? Was he?
Yes, he
Yes,
was
he
in
was.
it. He was on the song.
He was on the song too, right? Forgot about that.
Yep. He had over 3.
Call me George
releases.
Foreman because I'm selling everybody grills.
Yep. Yeah.
No lyrical content, and
He got lyrical content.
and Lil Kiki right for him. So we
Not gonna go that deep because you
I'm just
got
saying.
a lot of people that But
we go.
the thing about that, as far as the lyrical content, I would say this: he was creative as shit at saying the same thing over and over again.
What? He wasn't no Mike Jones now. Don't do him like that.
But he did, like, he would rework the same verse.
He would work.
He would work
Talking
a
about
verse.
how many songs can you talk about swangers and grills and find a different way to say it every time? Like I'm not saying I'm not a big fan of it, but he found a creative way to say the same shit over and over again. Dog. You
I
gotta
mess
give
with Paul.
somebody
I mess with Paul.
somebody got credit.
Slim Thug do the same thing.
Who wrote? Scooby wrote for him. Who wrote for him? Whoever did it, they
Slim
did it
Thug do
well.
the
Grit
same
Boys, I applaud y'all. Whoever it was that wrote them songs.
Yeah, not a big fan of them on this. But like I said, I understand why all these people are being considered.
Okay.
It's a dope list. Super dope list. And I love the fact that y'all got Salt and Pepper on here. I love the fact that y'all got Fabulous
And
and
they didn't
Missy
write their
Elliott.
own lyrics either.
They didn't write all of their own.
They didn't write Push It.
They didn't write Push It?
They didn't write Push It.
Hey,
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I think they just said in the interview the other day that they did write Push It.
I thought Herbie Hancock or whoever the fuck was making the beats wrote that song.
It wasn't Herbie Hancock.
Who was it?
That's a whole different genre.
I mean,
Herbie Hancock.
no, it was somebody.
Nothing at all.
I don't even know who that is. So.
Who was it?
I think his name is Herb something, but it ain't Herbie Hancock. It's a
I
damn
know,
jazz
man. It just
musician.
came out as Herbie.
Growing up, I thought it was
Red Stacks.
Pushy. I didn't know it was push it. Yeah, I thought it was push it.
You thought they were saying pussy on the low?
Spush it. Like, what is spush it?
Come and get some of this pussy.
Hey, that's a new word, though. Oh, man.
Herbie Azor.
Yeah.
What did he go by?
I don't know.
He was Herbie something. He
Why'd
was
y'all take Zero off the list?
influence.
Oh, who did
And we got Slim Thug on here?
He had influence because he had a major deal.
I mean, everybody from Houston got a major deal at that point. I mean, Big Mo had a major deal.
Zero didn't get one, though.
But boy, what happened to Zero at that time? It was something behind that.
He went to jail
No.
again.
He got
I think he was scared of that fame.
Nah, the Don of the City had something to say about that. And we'll just leave that at
Nah, because everybody
Herbie
got a deal, though.
Lovebug.
There you go.
He wrote Push It.
You sure?
He will spush
Yes,
it.
he wrote it. It's Push It.
I don't think he rose push. I don't think he did.
Okay.
So, I mean, Zero, but I don't want that told him to put Zero on the list. I think
Yeah,
he
but
needs
somebody else said something that got him off the list, and I think it had something to do with his influence. I don't think Zero had the influence.
He did songs
the
with
cultural
Scarface.
influence.
He did songs
he did a
with
lot of
T.I. He did songs with
Jay-Z.
I think he did songs with Jay-Z. I think he did a song with somebody from Wu-Tang. I don't know who.
He didn't have the cultural influence. Like, you didn't see people gravitating towards something he did.
When they say Houston, they say Zero. Zero is a part of, man, good old boy. Shout out to my boy Zero Fate. They put him
Like,
on the list.
he had an influence.
Like Zero took flip spot when they was giving shout outs.
Who had an influence? What kind of influence was it?
I'll say this. His influence maybe wasn't on the culture of hip-hop as a whole, but it was definitely an influence on Houston's hip-hop culture and then what people saw from us.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they didn't directly connect it, but he was
A part of that.
that sound
that one
they,
in the background.
Right. Then when they knew they heard that Houston, like for instance, there's some guys out of Atlanta who we don't give credit to, right? They're the guys behind the sound, but we'll give all the credit to the people who are out in front. You understand what I'm saying?
Something like the Dungeon Penny.
Right. So it's like they might not understand all the production. Like they might not appreciate what Sleepy Brown brought to the culture, but that sound. So when they listen to So Fresh and So Clean, that's what they actually love about it.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
And so I think that's kind of what. Because I mean, like even for a while, like all the major artists, when they wanted that Houston sound on their record, that dude was on the hook.
Okay.
Sleepy or Zero?
Zero.
Yeah.
Sleepy Zero.
Yes, because Zero is all over Scarface's new album.
Yeah.
All over that. Yes.
I mean, he got two
I know he
cuts
got a
for
couple
sure.
of.
all over Slim
Got a couple
Thug's
of
albums.
Well, he gotta be, because Slim Thug. Well, anyway.
Right.
Ah.
So how do you make it to being one of the top 10 rappers?
I think you have to do everything on this list and do something that people see as great. I think when you don't do that, it's easy to X you off.
I mean, what do you consider great, though?
You got to be a little more specific
Okay.
about what could be great.
Right.
Okay, and it's always different, right? So like for Jay-Z, I think it was his impact that made people say he was great.
Right.
Because he could rap on Reasonable Doubt, right? But like in Houston, like we didn't check for Reasonable Doubt until like
Not at all.
1998.
Right.
So
Right.
it wasn't until he dropped Volume 2 that we went back and listened to Reasonable Doubt.
Right.
Right? But
Why do I feel like my mic is lower than everyone else's?
I think you're just self-conscious about your voice.
Yeah,
As
okay.
usual.
Right. You just gotta let that one go.
Spit them bars.
Go ahead.
Shout out to Red Stack.
What you got for us?
No.
You're not gonna turn Flame Spit on?
You know what? I might start doing that, but I'm not going to do it now. Shout out to Red Stag.
Gotta get the people what they want. Shout out to the OJs. But like Jay came and he had such an influence on I think his something great was the influence, right? So he came and when he said something, it happened. When he told people there's no more jerseys, button up.
Yes.
Hey man, every club had a grown and sexy night.
Definitely.
So for him, it was that.
He didn't kill Auto-Tune though. he killed T-Pain.
You're right.
He didn't.
He tried.
He didn't kill it. He definitely put it in a coma though.
Yeah.
Because for a while it was
in ICU.
Wasn't popping no more. Yeah. But like for somebody else, like a Eminem, I think M's greatest asset was his ability to jump in and out of different lanes. This is what I mean. Like he would do storytelling on, again, Guilty Conscience on 97 Bonnie and Clyde, and then he would do like he would get you with the shock value on My Name Is, and then he would come back and then do tracks with 50. And I think that just wowed everybody. It was like, so they had appreciation for his greatness because of what he did in music.
That verse on that first 50 album was incredible.
I mean,
Which one?
Shady Records was 80 seconds away from the towers. Them cowards fuck with the wrong building. They meant to hit ours.
right? Yeah, man. Hey, man, that guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
my favorite rappers can't be on the list because they're lacking something.
right. I mean, some of my favorite rappers can't be on the list. Like what I said earlier, like a Black Thought. Black Thought can't be on the list
Why?
because he lacks influence.
Right.
But I said he was on Jimmy. They on Jimmy
I mean,
Fallon.
he
The
can
Roots
be.
is on Jimmy
I'm
Fallon.
just saying because of the Billboard
But him
thing,
solo.
and
Right.
we're backing down, moving backwards from the Billboard thing of what we think their list could have been more like our personal favorites. Like when you ask somebody who they think the best rapper is, you asking somebody their personal opinion on it, and there's nothing you can tell people that can make them say Biggie's not the best rapper or Tupac's not the best rapper ever.
Right.
Like, cause that's how they feel, regardless of what we say meets the criteria. But to be on a Billboard's top list, it's something that has to include everybody. You have to bump some people off of that list, and you got to give them a way to either fit or not fit in that list.
And I think that's what happens a lot of the time. It's like, it's more so, it's not the list that was made, it's the list that was left. Like they find ways to exclude people.
Right.
Like, because you got to find a reason to not put LL Cool J on the list. It's like, okay, so let's say this.
How do you find that?
Yeah, how you found that reason?
The way that they do it is because, like, when they, in my opinion, when you look at LL, you don't think of him as a rapper purely, right?
Not anymore.
Right.
Not
So-
this generation.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So, like, when they're looking at it, whether it's Billboard or it's Complex or whoever, when they're looking at it, they're like, okay,
Baby, smile at me.
it's like,
Man, that was a jam.
what do you think about when you think of LL? And he's like, well, he's an actor.
love you
So it's the same thing why Ice Cube will always be excluded from the list too.
I said I would never
No.
sing.
And
Oh,
to me, Ice Cube lyrically is doper than a lot of people.
God damn, I'm glad y'all set it off.
Bumping and banging.
Yeah. So
Oh man.
I think that's what they do. They find ways to exclude rappers because Will Smith is never considered because he's an actor.
Right.
So all these guys who are actors, they're automatically off the list. I think that's how they do it when they're compiling, when they're scratching people off the list, and then whoever's left is what's left, which is how you can get, in their eyes, a Kendrick Lamar on the list. That's how Kendrick makes the list.
Nigga.
Shout out to Red.
by Jim Beam.
By Jim Beam.
Oh, Jimmy boy.
Yeah.
Well, since you guys love Eminem so much, what's up with all these white rappers? G-Eazy.
I don't know him.
He's nice.
I don't give people credit for being nice. You got to do it for more than the album.
I hear what you're saying. I'm talking about.
I'm not familiar yet.
I'm talking about Race. This new white rapper that Rock Nation signed, Baby Blue.
Make a list. Make
Is
a
it
list.
Post Malone?
Post Malone.
Is he a rapper?
Yeah, he's a rapper.
We need.
I think what it is when it comes to that, it just becomes a novelty. Like at one point, like having the Houston rapper part of your label was cool, which is why Jay-Z signed Aztec.
Right. Who nobody knew.
Right. But I've been saying like it was just a like, oh, let's do this.
Right.
So since you have guys who are white rappers, you have a Mac Miller, and these guys, and they all
I like
popping.
Mac Miller.
Right. And then you have somebody who people perceive to be white, like Logic. Logic is black.
He's like white and black.
He's white and black, but I'm saying, but when you look at him, when you listen to him speak, it's like they automatically think he's white.
Right.
Yeah,
So
it looks white.
he's lumped
passing.
in. Correct. Yeah, he's getting his Richard Dozell on.
Okay. Wait, we said G-Eazy, Post Malone. Who else?
Baby Blue or
Baby Blue?
I think his name Big Baby Blue or something like that.
Because that's my homework
And the only
assignment.
reason I'm talking about race though, but I wouldn't even consider Eminem because Eminem is whatever.
Yeah, he's out of here.
He's not even a part of that. I'm talking about these rappers that are singing now, like Drake.
I'm not trying to hear these rappers singing.
I don't want to hear
They
it.
style is like Drake.
I don't want to hear Drake sing either.
I like Drake singing.
I don't want to
I
hear
wonder
it.
how much of my chair squeaking is going to be in the background of this podcast.
Squeak some more.
I wonder how much you're talking
Pause.
about.
I'm about to say Paul.
I wonder how much you're talking about the different sounds that are going to be in this podcast, including your voice not being correct.
I'ma buy me a boat.
Yeah.
Easy, Post Malone, Baby Blue.
Yeah, but I don't like Drake singing because I don't consider Drake a singer.
He's not that great of a singer.
And he sucks
Why does
as a
nobody notice that?
He's better than
No.
you just for the same.
Right, come on, man. Like
He's
that.
not, huh?
He has no
But he
range
considers
at
himself
all.
a singer though.
Right, but it's like this. It's like because you're better than somebody who's the worst don't make you good.
So you consider him the worst?
I mean, he sucks. Like vocally. Like, I mean, let's be real. Like,
He can sing though.
huh?
He can sing.
Wait a minute, who is he? Who are we talking about here?
Don't worry
Drake,
about it.
Aubrey. You're talking about
No,
Aubrey.
I'm saying he's better than who?
I was talking about Ty Dolla $ign. Ty Dolla $ign consider himself an R&B
I
artist.
thought he was a rapper.
Nope.
Nah, he's not. He's not a rapper.
R&B.
Wow.
Right. See, but like,
Thanks
that's what
to
I'm saying.
auto-tune.
Like, it's the.
Thanks, Jay-Z. You
No,
dropped
it's
the
not
ball.
even. No, he can blow. He can blow. Pause.
Giggity.
Or whatever. Yeah. He can sing.
Yeah, and
But he considers.
Make sure you listen to the album Free
and,
TC.
But
Shout
he,
out TC. Free TC.
he considers himself a singer. They don't make you a singer. There's a lot of people who consider themselves vocalists. It's like, let's be for real. Like, I don't think Drake is a singer. I hate hearing Drake sing. Like, I loathe. Like, I don't want. I can't listen to a Drake album
He can
because
he can
Right.
sing, but it's how he sings. It's like he can't like sing like oh don't you
He don't have no range. He has no
He can sing
range.
like this, like oh.
I don't want to
that.
hear that shit. That shit sounds.
So he can
depressing.
sing like a Catholic choir.
Right.
Okay.
Shout out to Sister Act 1.
You silly man.
Yeah. But like, yeah, man. But like, hey, tell me what you think about this, and this is not on the list. Okay. Just a random crazy question. I think Drake has one of the greatest opening lines in hip hop history.
Meaning?
When he said, "Last name ever, first name greatest."
Yeah.
Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the greatest opening
That was
lines
a
to a
good
track
Yeah.
in hip hop history. I know it's just a sidebar, but I just want to throw it out there.
Well, no doubt. Drake is a great rapper.
I give him all the credit
We
in the
just
world
don't
for
like
rap.
the singing. Like
There you
the
go.
singing is cool if it's like an addition to what you do, but
Right.
they make it like a headline
If it's
thing.
an accent.
Like,
You know
that's
what?
the
You
talent
are right.
that
I
he-
take that
Yeah.
back. I don't like him singing because I didn't like the Take Care album.
Yeah.
He was singing way too
Right.
much.
It's
That
like
was the
listening
reason
to
why I
Ka-
won't buy another Drake album.
Right. It's like listening to Kanye, Eddie Watson, Heartbreak. Like, I don't want to hear that.
Only like
That's
one
why I
song.
didn't buy
on
another Kanye album.
there. One song, the 808s and Heartbreak. I don't even know what song that was.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
That shit was way out there.
Kanye. If you listening, don't do it.
Ever again.
Unless it sold a bunch of records, then just disregard everything we just said.
Put on your polos and your backpack.
You know one thing I would never want from Kanye West?
What?
A beat.
Why?
Because they're simple loops.
You talking about what the old school stuff that he used to do?
Yeah, the new school stuff isn't really Kanye. It's like
Everybody else's.
it's like him picking sounds for Travis Scott to, like, I don't know. Never mind. I don't want a Kanye West beat anymore.
Not even if he can even conjure up old Kanye, you don't want to hear it?
No. Cause see, remember when I first started getting into making beats and I bought my MPC and all of that?
Right.
And you remember my boy T. Lee Terrence that would come through? When I started showing him how to work it and he bought his MPC 2500, he came over, man, and because you know my house was the spot where we'd come and create music. Like niggas would bring whatever they had. And he got online and downloaded like all the shit that Kanye, like at that time Kanye was producing everything that was on the radio, like Alicia Keys joints and everything.
Like Brandy.
And he downloaded the shit and cut the same loops and showed me how Kanye did it. Like I knew he was sampling, but like my old school R&B library only expands, like I said, 90s.
Right.
And when I saw that shit, I was like, this nigga cheating. This nigga is not doing no work. Sampling.
Right.
But if you put, let's say, Pete Rock, or I wasn't gonna say DJ Premier because that's like the easiest thing to go to, but Premier. When you give them something to sample, you don't know. It's not gonna be one of those. I found the break beat,
Right.
and I looped it, 50 times.
Right.
It's gonna be scratched in.
And not just scratched in. It's gonna be chopped to the point to where it doesn't play the same way that the original song played.
Right. It's like when you think about Izzo, you can clearly hear the Michael Jackson song.
Yeah.
The Jackson 5 song.
Yeah.
He gives you no creativity. As far as let me tell you this. It takes a certain amount of knowledge and creativity to find that perfect loop that you can just do that to in the first place. So that's not to discredit him like that, but to hold him to the same caliber as Just Blaze.
And to me, that's the guy who's underrated and underappreciated.
I can't hold him to the caliber of
We
Just
need to
Blaze.
do a top 10 producers of all time.
Well, so real quick before we close out, like a producer, you had a chance to do a 7-song EP. What producers would you use? It doesn't have to be a Y. Just real quick, what producers?
Okay. I'm using Just Blaze and the Neptunes.
I'm gonna have to think about it, man. The first point, and it may be because we were talking about Zero. The first thing that came to mind was Beans and Cornbread.
Yeah.
Them dudes cold.
Yeah,
man.
they're nice. They're nice.
Them dudes are cold.
Super.
Man.
Super nice.
They're just not. I just don't like them because they say beans and cornbread. That's why I don't like it.
So if they didn't have a name drop in there,
I would like it.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That sound like some fat nigga shit.
Okay, gotcha. I would use DJ Quick.
DJ Quick's dope.
For everything?
For everything, DJ Quick. DJ Quick.
What about
DJ
Daz?
Quick. That'll be late on.
What about Daz?
That's if I get a deal. 7-song EP.
Give me Just Blaze and give me the Neptunes.
I would feel like,
get funky off
depending on my mood though, because in the right frame of mind, like if I'm away from everybody else, Black Milk.
Black Milk.
I forgot
Yeah.
about him.
Black Milk.
Yeah.
Because he got a way of making that old school boom bap sound like it's still cool.
I like the Alchemist too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I would go
like
Swiss
that.
Beats though.
No, I don't know why.
Swiss Beats seems like one of those producers who can't really play anything. Like he can't really do much of nothing. So he like mask it with a good melody and a bunch of hard drums.
See, but this is why I would use Just Blaze and the Neptunes. Is because R.I.P. and shout out to Wicked Cricket. All right. So one day I'm at Rand's house, and this is when I learned what a producer was. Like, we were sitting around having a conversation, and Cricket was about to make a radio spot. So we were just sitting around talking, and he heard my voice. He was like, "Oh, I need you to say this." Told me exactly what to say. He was like, no, say it like this. Changed the way I said it, and he used that in his radio spot. Rand's wife came in, he heard it. He said, whoa, come back here. I need you to say this. Told her what to say. She said, no, say it like this. And at that moment, I knew exactly what a producer was. It's more than just it's not the guy who some guys are just talented in that area, But to me, Just Blaze and Pharrell embody that, and the fact that they know how to tell somebody, like they'll give you the rhyme pattern and everything.
Right.
Like they'll give you if you ever look up this clip, it's Young Jock talking about the beat that he passed over. He passed over the beat that Jay-Z ended up using as the single for American Gangster.
Wow.
And he said that he heard the beat, and Pharrell was telling him, rap like Rakim. He said he was sitting there thinking about it. He said Puff came in, then Jay came in, and they were all like, man, this is a nice beat. And he said he thought Pharrell was just trying to gas him, using Jay to gas him to buy the beat. And he was like, Jay was like, if you don't want it, I'll get it. And so he's sitting there torn. He's like, well, the beat is cool, but I don't like it like that. But
Oh, man.
let me see if Jay ended up getting. He said a couple months later he heard the song on the radio and Jay-Z rapping like Rakim, and even referenced Rakim in the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did.
So to me, that's what so that's why I would work with those guys.
There it is.
There it is.
That's just like P. Diddy and R.P. Pimp C when he said on Street Flavor. Shout out to D Solo. He said, some people make beats, I produce.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we look like we getting close to the end of our time, so I'm gonna go ahead and I think we can lay the top 10 rappers thing to bed on episode 3.
Yeah.
As long as Jay-Z on the list, we're good.
And Tupac.
Yep. So yeah, I guess that's it, man. It's been a good talk, but this time we're gonna come back and talk about these producers. We're gonna take that one a step further.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I got a lot of homework to do.
I'm on it.
DJ, you coming back, man?
I'll be back.
All right.
And I know who my first producer gonna be.
Yep.
All right, man. Yeah, I said it.
Episode number 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's your main man, Humvee.
I'm Ill Rand in the building.
And I'm DJ the DJ.
Yep, and we gonna wrap this up like that, man. Holla at your boy.
Peace.